lot of y'all been hitting me up a lot in my DMs on IG, and y'all just want to know, how do I get my mixes to sound the way they do? It don't matter if it's beats or vocals, y'all always asking me about my mixing.
My Uncle Unique made this one.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Unique from 99 Doors here, helping you out with all your audio needs. This video is for those who want professional sounding mixes and a not so professional sounding environment. So today I'm about to give you 5 tips that will help you out with your mixes. Step 1, cut the low end. So I understand that y'all like a lot of low end in y'all beats and a lot of low end in y'all mixes, but one place you do not need low end is with your vocals. And a lot of people do not cut the low end of their vocals. That can blend in and mix up your mix. So go in and cut the low end of your vocals. You don't have to cut a lot, okay? And the second tip I can give you is use a dehistor and subtractive EQ. A lot of people know about EQ and a dehistor, but they don't use it properly. So dehistor is what we're gonna go over first. It's self-explanatory. It take away the hissing, the S's, and the harshness of the vocals. So use a dehistor anytime you're redoing any type of recording. Even with this video, with me saying every 2 seconds, I'm gonna have to use a dehistor on that, okay? Got me in here sounding like a snake. Use a dehistor. And the second thing is the subtractive EQ. It's pretty much the dehistor, but it's for all the other frequencies, not just that harsh S sound in the high end. So you do subtractive EQ to subtract all the frequencies that you don't like, all the things that sound boxy or very harsh to the ears, anything that you think will sound unpleasant to the ears once we start boosting the sound. So we have to do a subtractive EQ. Me, I always put that first on my vocal chain. Thirdly, reverb. A lot of y'all don't use reverb on a lot of your instruments. You don't use reverb on your vocals. And when you do use it, you use way too much of it. You got to find that sweet spot with your reverb, okay? Reverb is important to give room into your mix. The next 2 things are the most important to help you get in a great sounding song, a great sounding beat, anything like that. The first one is more for songs than it is for beats. The first one we're gonna go over right now is recording. When you're recording a song, make sure you're recording it and you're getting it great. If you're not getting it in clear, if you're not getting it on time, then you're gonna have to fix it in the mix. And fixing it in the mix, not gonna get it sounding the best. So the best thing you can do, especially when you're not in a professional environment, make sure you're recording it on time, making sure you get every word clear, making sure there's no stutter in there, making sure you get everything perfect, at least as perfect as you can get it. Because once you start mixing it, anything that's off, anything that sound harsh, anything like that. If you got a singer and y'all in the studio, make sure she's singing on key. If she's off key by a little bit, it's gonna sound even worse once you start mixing it. Yes, you can slide it into place. It may be okay. You may can fix it in the mix, but if you can fix it in recording, fix it in the recording. That is always important. Even when you go to a professional studio, make sure you fix it in the recording. If you put crap in, you're gonna get crap out. If you put gold in, you're gonna get gold out. You always get out of it what you put into it. Remember that. And the next thing, again, it was tied for number 2 as the most important thing that you can do is game staging. Not game, not G-A-M-E, game, G-A-I-N, game staging. So what is game staging? Game staging is important no matter what stage of music you're doing. If you're producing, if you're recording, if you're a mix engineer, this right here is most important. And if you don't do this properly, then everything else in your mix and your mastering sequence is gonna mess up. So make sure you do this properly.